Hey guys, Arwen here. Today I want to talk to you all about values and re-examining your values and aligning your life so that it is aligned with what you actually care about and what you actually want and what is really, really deeply important to you. So I have been thinking about this a lot the past few weeks, and I realized I'm just going to start making more videos to tell you all what's on my mind because I feel like this, I have to get it out and I need to tell you all. So, pardon the hair, I have a witch hazel rinse on my hair right now, which is why it looks so bad. But anyway, it's witch hazel and these herbs that I got on Amazon. I got them because my intuition told me it would be a good idea. And buying one pack is so many herbs. This is because I bought 2 packs. And really, I only used 1/4 of the herbs in the pack to make this whole entire thing, so I have enough herbs for the next 2 years. But anyway, I love witch hazel, and I like putting it on my scalp. It just feels so good. It feels so nourishing. I use witch hazel for a lot of things. I love to use witch hazel to clean my face. Love cleaning my ears with the witch hazel. Oh, and another thing, witch hazel, it gets rid of razor burn right after you shave. Put witch hazel on it, you won't need to do anything. It took me like 37 years to figure that out, or at least, no, 36 years. I figured it out last year. But anyway, so that's the witch hazel thing. But what I really wanted to talk to you all about today is just really reevaluating your values. So I've been thinking about this so much lately that I'm almost like rethinking my entire life. So I did a magical working a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And in it, what I decided was to align with my future self, the version of me that's already retired. Because to be honest with you, I want to stop working and I want to be retired. That's actually what I want. And, you know, because there's like a lot of like projects and things that I want to do that are important to me, and I feel this like feeling in my body of like I need to get this out, like I have this body of work, I want to help more people, I want to do more things like that, and honestly working is just impeding with that. So when I really honestly like stripped away the illusion, that has what the past few months have been deeply doing, and honestly since the events of 2020, all that stuff that happened, I really do feel like it's multiple strippings of illusions going away. And what came to me is all of the illusions I've had in my life have suddenly been like, slowly the veils have been dropping. And I was already a very woke person before that, dear Lord. But now like the hidden blind spots in my consciousness have been wiped clean and wiped away to a deeper level than they were even before. And now I stop and I look back and I'm like, you know, I feel like I've been too caught up in what other people have been saying and what the things are that are going around me, or what the popular notion of things are on YouTube or whatever social media platform. And I feel like I succumb to that less than other people, but I have succumbed to it to a degree. I mean, I live in a society with social media and stuff. It'd be hard not to if you're like on that. And what I've really been deeply asking is, what are my values? What is true for me? What do I believe? And not just blindly like absorbing things from my environment from other people. Not that I haven't gotten great ideas from other people. I have. I've gotten insights, downloads, etc. You know, and I hope that I help you all trigger things in your subconscious to bring things forward, which is why I'm doing this video. But don't like blindly follow me just because I say something. Like, think about it, you know? That's what I want you all to do. So anyway, in examining these things that I've like absorbed, I just really I've started to deeply question things. I questioned my laundry soap earlier today, you guys, and I'm going to get to the laundry soap story, have no fear. But what I really realized was that I am like blindly following so many things without thinking about it. And I'm wanting to make choices, especially around the area of money, and aligning my values to a deeper degree. So I have spent the past few years being in the energy of abundance. I have plenty of money. I have excess money. Money's always flowing to me. I can always have more and more of it. It's endless. There's more and more and more and more and more. And I am really glad that I did that, and it shifted me greatly because I used to be so much in the frequency of I don't have enough, there's not enough, there's not enough. So now I'm like in the field of like, oh, there's plenty of money. I have so much money. And I've realized that I do have plenty of money, but now I feel like my like psychic intuition subconscious has been like, hey, you need to like look at where your money is going, because your money flow isn't actually in accordance with your values. Okay? And I'm really realizing this deeply now, because when I did that magical working to merge with the future version of myself that was already retired that I did a few weeks ago, where I just collapsed down the patterns, light, and information into myself of the version of me who was already retired, so that I would know what to do now because I'd be merged with my future self, so I get there faster. so many downloads come into my head about, oh, well, if I do this, this, and this, I could easily do that, and then I could do that, then I could do that. And it was an internal thing, right? It came from inside of me, not from other people's ideas of what I should do in order to retire and have plenty of money to live on. So I've really deeply realized that I don't desire to have excess things. I don't desire to have a flashy lifestyle. I don't desire barely to have new stuff. I just don't care. Like, I don't value it. I'm not saying that I want things that are like in disrepair or not nice things. I have lots of nice things, but honestly, I've bought like all of them at the auction. I love the auction. Like, I have a grand old time. And then I energetically clear them when I get home because most of the things are from dead people. It is what it is. But, you know, physical stuff needs to be reused. But anyway, back to the values thing. I've been really re-examining. I was like, well, where is all my money going? I got out my... I logged into my 2 banks because I use 2 banks. It makes doing money things easier for me. And I looked at all the transactions and I wrote them down and then I put them in categories and then I added them up. You guys, this is not something that I do. I focus way more on being in the feeling state, in the energetic state of overflow, abundance, so much money, so much prosperity, always flowing to me easier and easier and easier. And then I haven't really focused too much on the outflow. And in the previous times, I haven't wanted to focus so much on the outflow because I wasn't wanting to be in that restricty state. Because when I was much younger, I used to focus on what was going out of my life based on this fear of like, oh, there's not enough. But now I'm really looking at what the outflow is, but I'm having a different perspective on it. I'm having the perspective of, but what do I value? What do I value? Why am I paying for that? Do I want to pay for that? What's going on there? Like, what do I actually want to do with my money? So the past several months, I have been saving a massive amount of money and investing a lot of money. And I'm extremely in alignment with that. And I can feel deeply in my body that is what I need to be doing right now. And that is a soul aligned choice. And that is one of the ways that I ended up retiring faster, was because I had invested so much money and saved so much money and had it grow so fast that that's how I was able to stop working for money. And I'm now, like, my intuition, I can feel it, it's told me you need to save $225 a week. That's the new number of what I need to save a week. And I was like, okay, $225 a week, I can do that. But then I was like, but wait, where is that money going to come from? Because I spend all the money that comes in, right? So the money that I've been saving the past several months has been extra money. It's been excess money that didn't have anything to do with my income, because I was just manifesting money coming in all these extra ways. And now I'm like, oh, I don't really feel alignment with the manifesting the extra. And I was like, okay, well, really, I can get it out of my income. Like, I have plenty of income. And then I stopped and I was like, but all the income's gone. I was like, oh, I'm actually not. My values aren't fully aligned with where the money's going. So I literally sat down and went through my expenses. And when I did that, I realized, I went through each category. I was like, do I value this? Do I not value this? Is this important to me? Does this bring me joy? Does this not bring me joy? And one of the categories was like food and drinks that I ended up buying because I was out with my friends. And granted, that only came out to like $103, which is pretty low. I feel like usually it's more like $150. But when I thought about that, I was like, does that bring me joy? The answer was yes. I love spending time with my friends. I spend tons of time with my friends. Now, if I was spending $400 to $800 going out with my friends, would I value that? Probably not. I wouldn't. But going out and having a social life is very important to me, and I am always out. But when I go out, I'll order like one thing, tip the waitress appropriately. I'll order one beer, not 6. And I do that because I don't really value going out for like having beer with my friends and spending $50 to $60. I just don't want to do that. Do I want to sit at home? Of course not. My butt's going out. I'll tell you what. I'm going out all the time. But every time I go out, I have one drink. And when we go to a new place, then I'll have one drink, not 4. But anyway, that's because that's my value set and that's what I want to do. But I don't want to sit home like Ebenezer Scrooge, and quite frankly, I refuse to do it. So yes, I do value spending that with my friends. But then I looked at like the food that I buy. I'm sorry if you guys are going into the intricacies of my life here, but really hear what I'm saying. I really want you to hear what I'm saying. I was like, I'm spending like $470 on food for like grocery store food. I'm like, how do I spend that much money on food? Food has increased a lot lately. And I noticed when I went to the UK in 2019, the food prices were so low, I was in shock. Like when I buy a brie that's like this big at the grocery store here, it's like $8. And when I was in Scotland, it was a pound 80. It was a pound 80. And I was like, the strawberries were £1. In America, it's $4 for strawberries. And I was like, how was the food was so cheap. I was like, I felt in such excess. I like ordered whatever I wanted. I got whatever I wanted because to me it was like, oh my god, everything's like 75 to 80% off here. This is great. I was delighted with that. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if the food prices are controlled in the UK or what's going on, but there's something happening that's not happening in America, that's for sure. So anyways, I am spending an excessive amount of money on food, and I was like, do I value this? Like, do I really want to spend this much on food? I was like, no. I would actually rather structure my meals, and you guys, that's something I hate doing. I really don't like doing it. But I was like, but I don't value spending this much money on it. And I spent like $200 a month on to-go food. I'm like, how do I even do that? So I sat down and I was like, all right, I'm going to start structuring my meals. I'm still going to go get to-go food, but I'm only going to let myself do it twice a week. And then the rest of the time, I'll just make food at home. And so I'm going to meal plan, and I know how to do that. I don't like doing it, but I do know how to do it because I don't value that. And then I'm going to put, my focus first is going to be on the amount of money that I want to save each week, which is $225 minimum. Every week, at the end of the week, I should be able to slide $225 over into my investment accounts and not have it be spent on stuff. So I've done a lot of journaling the past few days of like, how am I going to do that? What do I value? Like, what is an alignment for me? And one of the things today is like, I wrote down, I was like, why am I buying witch hazel at the store that's like $4.50? It's like $1.25 at the dollar store. Went to the dollar store today getting something specific they only have there. And I walked around, I'm like, they have, there's multiple things here. I can easily go here and just buy the things here and save $10 or $15. I'm not really big on coupon clipping or like saving dollars like that, because in the past it's made me feel like I don't have enough money. But in the past when I was doing things like that, I was doing it because I didn't have enough money. But now my why is different. My why is that I don't value spending so much freaking income on bullshit, right? Like, do I want witch hazel? Yes. Do I still want toothpaste? Yes. Right? There are things that I want, but I don't need to spend a couple more dollars just for the convenience of happening to be at the supermarket. I really don't. And when I was younger, I had so little income. Really, I should have gotten another job, but I was like barely, I think I was making between like $18,000, $22,000 a year. That was when I was very young, early 20s, which is, in America, is not enough money to live on. Even like a single person. Like, it's hard. So I did have to do a lot of money saving techniques, and I realized, wait, I do know how to do those things. I just stopped because I have plenty of income now. I don't have to like count pennies and dollars. But now I'm like, but wait, I'm spending way too much money on things I don't actually value or need to spend it on. I don't really care what brand of toilet paper I have. It doesn't matter to me. That is like irrelevant. So I mean, I already use like vinegar and water for cleaning. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll use that barkeeper's friend. Like if I need to scrub like the shower or something. That's it. I'm like not a chemical person. I have no chemicals in this house. And then I was really like deeply thinking about it. I went through the objects in my house. Why do I have this here? Do I need this here? Do I value this? Is there some way, like what do I want to do? And I literally wrote a list of like all the toiletry products that I use, all the kitchen products, things that I buy constantly that are always like a recurring purchase, like trash bags. And I wrote them down and I was like, okay, these things I'm now buying at the dollar store. These things I already know are dirt cheap from where I already get them. Like trash bags, there's that brand that has like the owl on it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not in a box. It's like in a roll. It's like $1 for like all the trash bags. I'm in alignment with those trash bags. It's less waste. We don't need so much freaking waste for like freaking everything that we buy at the store. Like the planet is like not going to make it. So A, I want to buy things that I value. B, I want less waste. C, I don't want freaking any more chemicals in my life. And I have already detoxed a lot of chemicals. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make my own toothpaste. I looked it up, found a YouTube video, not that hard. I'm like, great, I'm going to do that. I like the toothpaste that I buy, but it's like $5 a tube. I was like, I don't need to do that. Like, I don't actually care. Nobody cares what toothpaste I use, and I don't either. And honestly, I'd like something with less chemicals. I looked up how to make my own mouthwash because I like the Desert Essence tea tree oil mouthwash. Stuff like $7 or $8.50. It's like, do I really value this? No, I'm gonna boil some mint and sage, put a little bit of vodka in it, put it in the fridge. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. I already like have so many herbs. I already know where to buy the herbs. I already make herbal stuff all the time. It's just gonna include the mouthwash and the toilet and the toothpaste in it. But the point of my rant here is not, you know, to tell you guys like the nitty gritty of my life, because I know y'all don't care. But what I do want to bring attention to is really deeply think about what you value. What do you value? What are you spending your money on? Where is it going? Right? So I took a house tour, wrote down all of those things on my notebook. Then I started to think about what are my new choices. And then on the other side of the page, the second page, I wrote, my new choices are blank. I'm going to start making my own toothpaste, right? I'm now going to measure 2 ounces of laundry soap. Thought about making laundry soap. I realized I don't actually want to do that. And then, you know, I stopped and I was like, I'm just willy-nilly pouring laundry soap in the thing every time. Why am I doing that? Like, it's literally a quarter cup of laundry soap, which is 2 ounces. So I was like, okay, great. I have a 2 ounce measure cup thingy. Great. Now that's for the laundry soap. So I put that on top of the laundry soap. So now every time I do laundry, I'm literally pouring out 2 ounces, which means I get 50 washes out of the thing because I like the 7th generation laundry soap. Intuitively, I don't feel like I need to make it. I'm just going to use that, but use 2 ounces instead of just mindlessly pouring it, right? That laundry soap is probably going to last me for 6 months now instead of like 2.5 months because I'm conscious in that, okay, now I'm going to just pour 2 ounces of laundry soap. So just little things like this, I was like, there's so much excess and it's so easy. Like, I live in America. There's stuff everywhere. There's ads everywhere to like buy this, do this, go here, go there. And it's just like too much. And my friends invited me the other day to go do this thing and it was fun. You know, we went to Topgolf. I've never been to Topgolf. Apparently it's this, I live in like a very small city. We don't have stuff like Topgolf, but I drove to the bigger city to see my friend. She's like, oh, we're going to go to Topgolf. I'm like, okay, great. So we get there. It's like this thing where like you stand on the platform to like hit the balls out in the thing. Like it's like a driving range, but like a 3-story driving range. Never seen anything like this before. I'm like, whew, this is what people in real cities go do. And it was fun, but by the time we had food and drinks and then we paid for the game and then we paid for the food and the drinks we were having during the game, and White Claws were $5.75. I was like, wow, this is like the cheapest thing to like order and it's $5.75. Anyway, so at the end of the day, it basically cost us, there were 4 of us, it cost us $500 to go do that for the day. And I was like, damn, that's so much money. I value going out with my friends. I'm going to go out with my friends. But I don't value spending like a couple $100s to go out with my friends. Now, granted, I probably won't be going back to Topgolf anytime soon because that's in another city. But it really made me think about what is going on in our society. It's so like commercially. I spend a lot of time like in the river and in the woods and going to the waterfalls. Like there's all sorts of hiking trails and things I can do where I am. I went to the river yesterday and had a grand old time for 5 or 6 hours. And, you know, I spent a lot of time like reading books and like, you know, doing lame things like that. But the point of my story is that when you do all that and then you go out to some like commercial thing, you're like, what is going on here? Like, is this like if sometimes I'm like, am I in a simulation? Like, this is just so bizarre. Like, we're so disconnected. You guys, I'm sorry for this rant. I really feel like I need to like tell you all. I don't know why I want to do this video, but we're so disconnected from our environment, from the trees, from where we live, from what's going on. And like all these products that we buy, and then we're brainwashed that we need the products, and we're brainwashed you need to spend money in this way and that way. And as I keep going deeper into myself and spending more time at the river and more time at the lake, and like every single weekend I'm like planning a water activity. I'm the water activity coordinator for my friend group. You know, which I'm fine with. And it's like I feel so bad for people that like live in big cities where they can't go to, you know, outside and go do stuff and having to do like mechanical sort of flashy consumeristic things. It seems like so sad. Anyway, I don't even know where I'm going with this or what I'm really wanting to tell you guys, but I do feel like what I want to say is really re-examine your values. What is important to you? Because you all, seriously, if I strip the illusion from my eyes and I look at the choices I've made in the past several years, I was way too caught up in other people's ideas of what I should do. And I'm already way less caught up in other people's ideas of what I should do than basically everybody around me. But for like my standards, I look back, I'm like, what was I thinking? I wasn't following my internal guidance system is what I'm trying to say. I was just like allowing myself to be washed away in some of the consumerism and some of the ideas that are in the American society that I live in. And I'm just wanting to tell you guys, like, really think deeply about what you're doing and what you're doing with your money and what you're doing with your time and what's valuable to you and what's not valuable to you. I am all for being in alignment with overflow, prosperity, and abundance and like plentifulness, okay? And I'm really wanting to additionally redefine those terms for myself. Okay, because like even though I like being in the frequencies of prosperity and abundance and overflow, I am not in alignment with mindlessly spending money. I am not in alignment with buying excess products, because to me that's not prosperity. And that is not overflow. And that is not abundance. I like being in when I say prosperity, overflow, and abundance, what I mean is that in here, I feel prosperous. I feel happy. I feel like I have everything I need. I feel connected to my environment. I feel happy and joyful because I feel connected to my friends. I feel connected to my life. I feel connected to what I'm doing. That's what I mean by prosperity, overflow, and abundance. Okay? So when I really deeply feel into it, I love that I have plenty of income and I am not in contraction like I used to be. But at the same time, I was like, wait, if I was more mindful with how I'm spending my money, I would be in greater abundance. If I was more mindful with where my money is going, I would be in more abundance. So measuring out the 2 ounces of laundry soap is actually me being in abundance, because I don't want to be in excess. But wait, let me redefine excess. Let me say this differently. Wasteful excess, okay? I'm not into wasteful excess. Because excess, the word excess could be used as a positive thing or a negative connotation. So I'm not into wasteful excess. That's good. Okay, yeah. I'm glad we've determined that. So I am literally going to be very clear what products I'm changing, what products I'm going to keep buying, and then I'm going to be more specific about where I'm going to buy them. For multiple reasons, not just because I have an investment savings goal every week, but also because I don't desire to excessively waste things, even if it's laundry soap. You know what I mean? Like all the containers the laundry soap's in, that needs to be manufactured, which then needs to be recycled, which I know recycling has like so many problems, but anyway, we're not getting into that in this video. But I really deeply desire things that are made with herbs, things that are made with all natural ingredients, things that are simple, right? Like I don't buy deodorant. I use witch hazel, and sometimes about once a week I'll put a little bit of essential oil under my armpits as well. I don't have any body odor from under my arms. You know what I mean? Like I already previously, about 10 years ago, stripped down all the products I was using and why I was using those products. And now I'm like, I need to do like another further stripping down. Like I'm changing my toothpaste and my mouthwash is what's happening here. And I am going to meal plan out my food and save a ridiculous amount of money. I already save all the money that comes in from my business, and I live on what I make at my job. So I've already made a lot of choices that are in alignment with my value system. So I guess the message that I have here is like, you really need to follow your intuition. Like for instance, I've like hardly bought clothes for years, but recently it came into my head. I was like, all right, I'm going out on more dates now. Like I need more date clothes. You know what I mean? More like things that like I feel good in, that I feel hot and sexy in. I need, like, I don't have shoes that coordinate with some of the clothes I already have because I own like 4 pairs of shoes. I bought 3 more pairs and now I have 7. I'm not kidding about that, you guys. I'm like very clear. Like every shoe I have has a purpose. I don't like having excess stuff and I don't want excess stuff. But anyways, so it felt very in alignment for me to buy a new brown purse, buy several more date clothing, and buy the 3 date shoes that I bought. And then I had a photo shoot and I took pictures of all the different combinations of all of the clothing, shoe, and purse combos that I had together. And then I put them in my phone, like I put them all in like an album so that I can easily look at the album and like choose something to wear so that all the stuff that I have doesn't get like lost in the fray of like where things are. So, but anyway, even though like I desire to deeply save a lot of money currently, like that is what my subconscious is telling me I need to focus on, and that's actually what's important right now. I still spent about $250 on clothes and shoes because that is also in soul alignment for me, because like I do want to find the appropriate boyfriend. And I'll tell you what, having like clothes and shoes makes me feel good to like go out on the dates to like find said boyfriend. So that is an alignment for me. So my message isn't, you know, be Ebenezer Scrooge. My message is tap into what is an alignment for you and then make your choices aligned with that alignment. Okay. And I have had multiple journaling sessions about this in the past few weeks, and I've made multiple new choices, and I always write out, these are my new choices, da 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 da. I have that sheet of paper in my notebook. It's highlighted in the corner so I can find it, you know, and I'm like, all right, these are the new things I'm doing now. Now I'm going to do this, 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 and this. This is how I'm going to make my life easier. And I'm making choices, I'm creating structures, and I'm creating habits that are in alignment long term, so that it's like I like to like go through things and make new decisions, and then I don't revisit them for a while because I've already thought about them, and like that's the end of that, and then it's fine, and I'm just, you know, I don't like to constantly remake decisions all of the time. I like my life to be clean, like to be easy. I like to have excess time like to spend by myself, to be in my own thought processes, to like do my own journaling and really be in touch with myself. And in order to do that, I cannot spend time doing excess bullshit things, so I don't. Like I do all my errands like once a week, if that. And sometimes I don't even do them once a week, because one of my other favorite questions recently is, how can I make this easier? How can I make this easier? What is an easier, better, faster, smarter way to do this? Great, that's my new idea. That's what I'm doing from now on. So anyway, this whole prompting of re-examining my values on a deep level has also caused me to, one of the things that ended up bringing this up was thinking of bringing in my future self. It really helped me realize that if I were to take my consciousness now and put it in my body when I was younger, even just because I'm 37 right now, even if I just put my consciousness in my body when I was about 30, I don't even need to put it in my body when I was 20. But if I could just take my now brain and put it in my body when I was 30, I would already be retired, 100%. I knew exactly what I would have done. And I had these like ideas at that time, just like little inklings, but I was in the mode of, oh, I can't do that, or that's too hard, or, you know, like I knew there was a certain neighborhood where I live. I'm like, man, that neighborhood's gonna skyrocket. The houses were selling for next to nothing. Like literally, they were so low. It was absurd. And even on my low income, I could have bought 5 of them. You know what I mean? The prices were that low. And I psychically knew it's gonna skyrocket. Now it has skyrocketed. And it has exactly when I thought that it would. And now I'm like, I feel like I'm almost like priced out of buying in that neighborhood. And I could have literally just bought like 4 or 5 rental properties over the past several years, rented them out. I'd almost be done paying them off. They were really cheap. And yeah, I wouldn't have to work now. But I didn't do that because I wasn't listening to myself. I was listening to everybody else. So now I've gotten really hyper focused on what is my internal guidance system telling me to do, following what my intuition is telling me to do, and making and rearranging things so that they are more in deeper alignment for me and my life and my values, because that is success. That is success. Success is not having a new car. Success is not having the biggest house. Success is not having a bunch of shiny shit. Or at least it isn't for me. Maybe that is for some people. But really, it's like, what is important to you? What does success look like for you? And I really value spending time with my friends. I have so many friends, so much friend time. Friend life is going great, I'll tell you what. I'm very blessed in that area. We go do fun things together. We go in groups to go do different things, whatever. And we have a great time, and I really love that. And I'm extremely blessed in that way. And there's several other things I'm really happy with in my life that I really value. I don't value having a car payment. I don't have one, right? I manifested that free car that I did a video about a few years. I'm still driving that car. I'm going to drive that car for 5-6 more years. Literally going to drive that car till the transmission drops out. I don't care. The car is in great condition for how it's 18 years old, but it is in beautiful condition. I've had to fix one thing on it for $250. I needed a starter and something. And it's fine. It drives. I don't care. You know what I mean? I value having time. I value having friends. I value having freedom. I value going to the forest. I value having time to go to the forest and time to go to the river and time to go find new waterfalls and go hiking. That is what is incredibly important to me. It's not slaving away working, and it's not, even though I love my business and whatnot, I only want to spend time, a certain amount of hours each week doing that. I don't want to spend 100% of my time doing that. My job, I love my job. I only want to spend a certain amount of time there. I don't want to spend any more than my 3 days a week there, you know what I mean? And, as it is with all things. So, yeah. I don't know. I hope this video helps you all really, deeply think about what's important to you and what's not important to you. Because I'll tell you what, it's really not that hard to be successful, but you need to know what your success is first. How do you define success? What does that mean for you? How far out of alignment or close to alignment are you regarding what you consider success? Because there's multiple areas in my life I'm you know what, I am very successful in that area. That feels good to me. And in the money area, even though now I'm making plenty of money, I'm wait a minute. You know what I value more is freedom. You know what I value more is having plenty of investments that I'm going to be able to use to then buy property shortly, so that then I can have rental income, so then I don't have to work. And I have always wanted to do that since I was a small child. I've wanted to be a landlord. So that is what's in alignment for me and what I need to be doing, and what is a soul alignment thing, And yeah. Just really think deeply about what you guys align with and what you all want to do and what you value. That's what I want to tell you all today. And I am sorry for, does it say 3:3? Oh, I've been doing this video for 33 minutes. Sorry about the red light. I didn't really think about that before I got started. I didn't get my lights out. I have red lights in this room. I mean, I have regular lights too, but I like the red light at night because your body doesn't produce your body does produce melatonin when you don't have blue lights. So phones, tablets, computers, they produce blue light, unless of course you put the red filter on, which you can do that now with the iPhone. You put a red filter on it. But I also, as it becomes later at night, I will turn on all my red lights in my room, and I'll sit here in this red sort of room and it makes me really happy. And then I can easily go to bed like that, because I don't have blue light that's disturbed my eyes. Anyways, that's what's up with this red light that's right here. And I have 4 other red lights in this room that are not on right now, but that's why I look strange. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to my ramble. I hope this video helps you, and let me know what you think in the comments. All right, guys.